Yeah, I was just looking for the gist of it. Interesting. Makes me sad. Dude, like... It's one of the biggest upsets. You mean Valve, yeah. Remember when we came here the first time, guys? We got our asses kicked. Come back for a vengeance. Yeah, tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. Like, I'm not a big Half-Life fan like you are, or a Valve fan. Like, I liked their shit, but you know, it wasn't like my Blizzard. But my Blizzard did do the same thing to me with StarCraft Ghost. Yeah, dude, that card game was a dick move. Do you guys, chat, do you guys remember that? StarCraft Ghost? Look at this. They canceled it because it wasn't fun, they said, which is the same reason they canceled the Titan project. But look at how much they had done. Like, they had a working game. It just wasn't... it isn't what they were hoping for. I was gonna finally get to see an Ultralisk in view. So, you want to hear what's really funny? StarCraft Ghost is what the Nova campaign missions were. That DLC that you buy for StarCraft 2. This was it. There was going to be a little bit more in this game than ended up being in the campaign missions in StarCraft 2, but that was the gist. And the kind of general story for Nova was going to be the gist, and they were going to make it tie into StarCraft 2, as opposed to being at the end of StarCraft 2 the way it is now. Yeah, there's no point going back to it now. They wouldn't have to. They would have to do something completely different at this point. But I think they found their niche. They're not doing single player games anymore. Like, they're trying to get into the esports thing. Overwatch is esports. Heroes of the Storm's esports. Hearthstone's esports. They're trying to make, like, competitive rating a thing and arena esports. But they haven't lost sight of what makes them who they are. You do Rest of It. Oh yeah, what's his face? I don't know if he died. I don't think he died. I know who you're talking about though. Castle Sasune. What's up, dude? Alright. You could do really well telling a story of how the Dark Templar removed themselves from the Kala. I think what I would want is they could do a single-player StarCraft game shooter, but what I would want is kind of like a StarCraft like single-player campaign of the storyline of StarCraft 1 and 2, but you follow Jim Raynor, Zeratul, Artanis, and Nova and Kerrigan, and basically you play out the campaigns, but with a third-person shooter mode. So, like, they retell the story, but from third person, so, like, you're not just playing Nova and her little stealthy abilities. I want to play as a fucking Space Marine, and I want to have, like, the machine gun, and I want to run around shooting stuff with that, and then I want to... Yeah, it could be like the Space Marines game they did. And then I want to, be playing as Jim Raynor when he's inside the Vulture and run around shooting things with the Vulture. Nah, Blizzard's nowhere close to being a cash cow milker. That's Activision now. But Activision doesn't tell Blizzard what to do. Like Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, those are milking cash cows. Blizzard has the presence of mind to kill something when it's not fun, which is good and kind of sucks at the same time. I think I wanted to see what Project Titan could have been, but they're like, it just wasn't fun. It just wasn't fun. Alright, let me check my guide real quick, because I lost where I'm at. Yeah, I don't think they abuse it. They just make money hand over fist, and people want to give a bad rep to them making money. I do like that they take certain things into consideration too, like and they're a little bit slow on the draw on Hearthstone about it. They're kind of pissing me off there, but people were talking about like Hearthstone's taking too long for you to get good cards, like the packs need to reward better. Like, you buy so many packs in Hearthstone, and you get so little what you need out of it, and they're like, well, okay, well, we're going to change the drop rate, we're going to improve it, and they have been doing that. They did that with Overwatch, though, and they're like, and right now, if you guys go get Overwatch, you don't get shit you have anymore. You just, like, however they changed the algorithm, like, I don't get dupes anymore on Overwatch. I only get new shit. Which is super cool of them. Like, that is... Like, thank you. Thank you. Like, you went and did the right thing. Heading to a new world. Shit. Castle Argus. Oh, I know where I'm at now. Okay, I know where I'm at. Yeah, they could stand to do that a little bit with Hearthstone, like if you already own a card, it lowers its chance of it showing up in a pack again. Like, oh shit, I went there to buy arrows and I didn't fucking do it. Hold on, chat, we gotta go back. Basically someone made the point that blind boxes are unregulated gambling, and a small cross-section of people, that's a massive problem. Blind boxes and games. Yeah, I think Frank Blade had a Freudian slip and typed runes. Well, I mean, they went over that a few times. So they went over that because that was a huge problem in China. Is that Overwatch wasn't allowed to launch in China, and Hearthstone wasn't allowed to go full-blown unless they released the odds of things, like percentage chance of you getting such and such items in a box, had to be released to the public for them to be able to launch in China. And that's kind of, for the most part, been the universal kind of opinion on what makes gambling gambling and what makes games game of chance, is that gambling, the odds change frequently. And because the odds change frequently, you don't know the set odds, so you're literally taking a chance on not knowing the odds. In games of chance, which are apparently different, you know the odds, and the odds are either whether static or you're constantly updated as to what the odds are. So for them to stay legal in China, they had to release the percentages of, like, how, you know, out of 100 boxes, how many of them are going to have a legendary skin. Out of 100 boxes, how many are going to have the icon, out of 100 boxes, and so on and so forth. And they released it. They released that information. Sell. Okay, buy. Buy. The money to buy it. Okay. I know what I'm doing now. But as far as, like, opening those boxes, right? Does that do the same thing to a person that has a gambling addiction that actually gambling does? I think so. I think releasing the odds is a good thing, too. And in America, Blizzard has always kind of... One, people figure it out before Blizzard can release the information, but Blizzard also kind of will... They drop hints to the information. Like, with Hearthstone in America, they never said what the raw percentages are, but they were like, yeah, you'll get a legendary about every 40 packs. So, like, we knew... Like, they communicated here, but China's like, no, we need percentages. And they're like, alright, fuck, here it is. It's fucking 20. 21.3. There you go, assholes. Yeah, I think it needs to be more open, or at least more public knowledge, because it would change whether or not I get into other free-to-play games. You know what I mean? Like, other free-to-play games that come out, they're like, yeah, you can buy boxes and get these sick-ass skins. I'm like, alright, well, I really like the skins, but I'm gonna get, like, a whole bunch of fucking boxes and not get what I want. Yeah, that's a good point, Alpha, but at the same time, though, they had to get rid of the guy who caused Diablo 3 to have its problem. And then they had to start putting the changes into place, which time from when they got rid of the old executive producer to when they started making changes was about 4 to 6 months, which is pretty quick. And I'm talking when they deployed the changes, i.e. Loot 2.0 and taking down the real money auction house from when he kind of got taken out of power. But a lot of people don't consider the game to be fixed until Reaper of Souls came out. Taking into consideration they made a whole new class, a whole nother act, and balanced the shit out of the game. We're gonna have to give it to Blizzard still on that. Diablo 3 was a terrible release that was very uncharacteristic of Blizzard, but we watched them fix it. They fixed it. They did it in less than a year, too, from when they were able to get rid of that one guy. There's so many game companies out there who don't fix that kind of shit. Street Fighter 4 is a perfect example. They never did anything to fucking fix that game. And they just let it... Or, excuse me, Street Fighter 5. Like, they're still not doing nothing. One more thing about DNL. I started a house and called it Clanson Zig. I'm the current leader of the house when you join. I'll make you co-founder. Okay. Diablo 2 is still the best Diablo game. That's true. That's true. But that's also just like, you know, Warcraft 3 is still my favorite Warcraft game, even though World of Warcraft's been amazing. But that's just because Warcraft 3 has a very special place in my heart. Thing too is, like, Diablo is built on an old... Diablo 3, like, they're trying to fix an